سلام. What if I told you that the very first verse of Rumi's Masnavi contains the entire blueprint of Persian mysticism? Concepts like separation, longing, the path of the seeker, everything all in a single symbol, the reed flute. And here's the surprising part, that almost everyone reads this verse in the wrong way. So if we can realize what Rumi really meant, can change the whole Masnavi. And for today, we're going to uncover the secret meaning behind Rumi's poem, the reed poem, in a way that you can actually feel it, not just understand. Before we begin, I like to enter with a little humility, asking for guidance, presence, and wisdom of Rumi and Shams, not as a ritual, no, but as a reminder that everything in this world has two sides. The outer side that we can see and the inner side that we need to open ourselves to. Just like the way we can't see God, but we can sense Him in the quiet of our hearts. So this is the exact spirit in which Masnavi was written. So for today, here's how we're going to explore the verses. First, I'm going to read the original Persian verse for you. Second, I read the Nicholson's or Winfield's translation, depending on which conveys the meaning better. And finally, I'll break down the mystical symbols behind Rumi's words. So let's begin. In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful. بشنو از نی چون شکایت می کند، از جدایی ها حکایت می کند. Listen to the reed flute, how it complains, lamenting its banishment from its home. Rumi opens this verse with a single symbol, the reed flute. And this is not an ordinary reed. This is Rumi's himself. But why does he compare himself to a reed? It has several reasons, but I will provide the main four reasons for such a choice. The first reason is that the reed is hollow, so it has nothing on its own, and every sound it produces is simply the breath of the one who plays it. So that can be a symbol of a person who has emptied himself of ego and he's open to inspiration. So Rumi says this emptiness is not a weakness, but it can be a doorway. The second reason for that is about the quality of the reed. Of course, being hollow tells us the breath is divine, but at the same time, the sound the reed produces depends on its quality. So if it doesn't have a good quality, it cannot produce a beautiful sound. In the same way, we have the same example with our soul. When the soul enters the body, it takes on the qualities and limitations of the physical world. So Rumi reminds us the vessel is also important. The third reason for that is that the reed is burned. I think this is one of the most beautiful symbols in Persian mysticism. To turn a reed into a flute, the inside has to be burned and melted away. Only then it can produce a clear sound. So this burning is the fire of longing, the one that purifies the seeker. The more it is burned, the more beautiful it sings. And the last and fourth reason I'm going to mention is that the reed has 7 nodes, and these 7 nodes represent 7 spiritual centers in human being. And Rumi is saying all his inner centers have been awakened through love. But here is the big question: does the reed actually complain? Most of people read this verse as a complaint. Listen to the reed and tell it tales. how it complains of separation. And here is where almost everyone misunderstands Rumi. In classical Persian, we didn't have the question mark, so the reader had to decide whether a sentence is a statement or a question. So Rumi might be asking, listen to the reed, does it complain? A rhetorical question, and the answer is no. It doesn't complain. It simply tells the story of separation. And that shifts everything, because Rumi wasn't a man of regret or complaining. He despised both. And he doesn't open such a masterpiece with sorrow or complaining, but with truth. Now let's clarify the concept of separation. What is the separation that the reed talks about? This separation is not human being separated from a place like a garden or paradise or something like that. We are separated from our origin, the divine breath that brought us into being. We're like a drop cut from the ocean longing to return. And here's the beautiful part. Rumi points that this subtle emptiness inside us that we sometimes feel, even in good days, even in comfort, it's not a flaw. It's something like our soul remembering its home. So Rumi says, this restlessness, it's not a weakness. It is longing. It is love. And this idea has been beautifully reflected in Persian language, because a lover is called bidel, someone without a heart, and beloved is called delbar, someone who takes away your heart. And as God is our true beloved in Persian mysticism, this feeling of incompleteness is not because something is missing in life, it's because something is calling us beyond it. There is one more subtle question here. Does the separation mean God is distant? In Islamic mysticism, absolutely not, because it is believed that God is closer to you than your own self. And we are the one who's unable to perceive him. So this idea of separation is not about the distance. Actually, it's about being a guest or traveler in this world. So as God is our host and we are just guests in this world, that would be impolite if we're overly critical or impatient. Rumi uses a very beautiful metaphor to explain this opinion. He says, do not interfere with destiny. The donkey's long ears may seem as a flaw to you, but they are perfectly suited for the donkey itself. So be patient, be humble, and trust the wisdom behind creation. So it was the first verse. Now, if a single symbol, the reed, can contain such a depth, imagine what's hidden inside the reed poem. Our journey has just started, and feel free to join me on this journey by subscribing. And if you found value here, your like can help this wisdom reach more people who may need it. Take care and see you in the next reflection.